fall down. Sometimes I feel like I am always on the ground. You pick me up and brush me off. You tell me that I'm good enough. You are faithful to me. You are faithful to me. I am not afraid, no matter where I go. You will never leave me. In you I am home. You are faithful to me. Anybody else feel like that? I've been lost and on my own. Isolation has me thinking I'm the only one. You show up and hold me close. You tell me that I'm not alone. You're not alone. You are faithful to me, to me, to me, to me. You are faithful to me, to me, to me. I am not afraid, no matter where I go. You will never leave me. In you I am home. You are faithful to me. This is my favorite verse. Isaiah 41:10 says, I am not afraid, no, I won't be dismayed, for you will hold my right hand to help me. I will have no fear, for you, my God, are here, standing right beside me. There's no better place to be, yeah? You are faithful to me, to me, to me. Sing it. You are faithful. You are faithful to me, to me, to me. I am not afraid. I am not afraid, no matter where I go, no matter where I go. You will never leave me. In you I am home. You are faithful. You are faithful. You are faithful to me. You guys like that? So I told you earlier, by the way, this facility is so unbelievably beautiful. Yeah? But I feel kind of disconnected from you by this beautiful moat. Like I wish like when I got to the edge of the stage I could see each of your faces. So. And when I step out like this, I feel like you can't see me. So I'm just gonna stand up here. But so I wrote a book, and the cover is Need You Now, A Story of Hope, which also matches the cover of the record, Need You Now. And that title track was written about my struggle since I was 13 years old with panic and anxiety attacks. And from that time, the anxiety that would accompany this form of spastic colon, the doctor said, which is basically another term for IBS. It would make me so anxious all the time. I couldn't do a lot of things. It was socially paralyzing. It was physically debilitating in times that I wouldn't say that I was suicidal, but I would definitely say that there were times that I did not want to live because of how painful. And in that season of my life, that fear gave birth to depression, and I began struggling with depression in my late teens and early 20s. And I only discovered a very short time ago that I struggle with all kinds of things, because 2.5 years ago, my husband, he left, and we have 3 small children, and I had become someone that he didn't really want to live with anymore. And I realized at that time that I had never really felt hopeless before. And in all the times that I had anxiety and panic and depression, nothing had ever been so black and so dark and so desperate and so scary as being a single mother of 3 kids and not being married to the man that I love. And I learned also in a short period of time that I couldn't change him. In fact, we can't change anybody. We can only work on ourselves. And so I began working on myself. And little did I know that God was working on my husband. And little by little, he brought us back to each other, and we remarried each other last year. So, but I tell you that story. I tell you that story for a reason. It's not just that it's in the book, and I talk about all of that stuff in the book, but it's because that story of hope has shaped who I am now. That when we are in a situation that makes us feel hopeless, whatever it is, it could be your health. You could have just found out that you have cancer. You could have just lost your job. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Whatever it is, sometimes the fog is so thick that we cannot see past it. And we believe that there's nothing on the other side because we just can't see it. And we can't taste it, and we can't touch it, and we can't hear it. But I'm here to tell you that whatever it is, there really is always hope. And on the other side of that fog is an ocean overflowing with it, so deep and so vast and so wide that once the fog lifts, you can't believe that you missed it in the first place. And you're so thankful that you didn't give up, because that hope, it filters into you and it feeds all of these dreams and makes them greater than you could have ever imagined. And so I believe the lie that this album will never come out, that book would never be written. I'm not going to tour this and go and share that, because we're going to get a divorce, and I'm going to be a single mom, and I'm going to stay home in Nashville. But God had other plans, and I think that if we can just trust Him enough to give Him real permission, make that choice and give Him real permission to run your life, it is the most freeing, unbelievable thing that you will ever experience, because His plans are always better than yours. His timing is always better than yours. His restoration is perfect. And so He wants to make all things new. And so instead of running away anymore, I stopped. And everything in my past, He forgave, He forgot, He redeemed. And none of it was wasted. And none of it is wasted in your life. None of it gets wasted with God. And the last thing I'll say before we carry on is that God doesn't need you. He wants you. And so if you can actually believe that He wants you to want Him back, then you don't have to live with regret about what happened back there. You can live in the now that He's forgiven that and He's redeemed it. You can start fresh, because He's the God of infinite chances.
Amen.
And He wants you. With a romantic passion, He wants you. And so, without any further ado, this is appropriately titled, Lord, I'm Ready Now.